Hello, I'm going to be responding to part 2. I didn't realise there was a part 1 and part 2 when I originally made my video.
I'm still trying to understand hypergamy even further because MGTOW uses that a lot. They use it a lot for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hypergamy. I'm just gonna say that that's a bigger conundrum than my name at this point.
But
like, I don't never get that. All of them say that stuff, and I'm like, that does not make sense. That's not it. If you want to use it as is it a theory? If it's a theory,
well, I don't really think it's even a theory from what I've heard. I feel like it's just based off of people and their experiences, and people like to. I wouldn't say people like to generalize, but people kind of like to generalize a little bit. You know, and once they see more than like 3 of them, they think all of them are like that, and that's understandable, you know, and I'm willing to feel some sort of sympathy, as much as I like to bag on people who call themselves incels unironically, you know, I can see where they're coming from, I can understand, and usually when I have talked to some of these incels, a lot of them stem their hatred of women, or like their distaste for women, from a young age. From their young to late teenage years, and then you know, into their 30s, they believe that this is always going to be like that, and it's a sad thing to look. It's a sad thing to watch because, you know, people like to talk about, oh, women mature so much faster than men. Sometimes that's not always true. We mature mentally and behavioral-wise differently than faster than men do. Sure.
Yeah, she's absolutely correct. So. Women mature physically and mentally faster, and then I can't remember the exact age. I think it's like, I'm going to say it's 16, and then they stop. They just stop their mental development. But men, they start later, finish later, and actually become adults that understand basic shit like responsibility.
But when it comes to our standards of a relationship or standards of what we want in life, we don't mature nearly as quickly as some people like to say that we do. You know?
What she really wants to say is you hold unrealistic standards. Because, okay, let's say I or any man holds an unrealistic standard of the women we can attract. We'll go out and we'll be unsuccessful. And I'm like, maybe my standards are the issue. But women, they'll just keep being picky until they die lonely and unhappy. Because we haven't got millions of women who are unhappy and they're like, I'm just a little bit picky. It's okay, be picky and unhappy. It's fine, go for it.
We do get money hungry. You do sometimes.
Okay, there you go. Just admitting the truth. We get money hungry. I don't know. I suppose you could argue that men in their early years are money hungry, but again, it's just you have to make a name for yourself if you're going to get anywhere.
Spend more than we really should. We do sometimes are materialistic, and you know, that's a part of life.
Yeah, women are demonstrably, insanely more materialistic than men. I can't remember what's the stat? Is it like 90% of all purchases are made by women? Is that? I can't remember. Is it 98%?
In a lot of, with, you know, societal changes and industrial changes, that's happened a lot more often. But with more animal-like instincts, women do try to go for the people that are much stronger, a lot more heftier on the outside. But because human beings are a little smarter than, you know, animals or such, they're willing to understand beyond that, because we have, you know, finances, we have structural, we have, you know, the job markets and such. You know, dogs and cats they don't put on their suit and ties and they don't go to work every day, you know, working their 9 to 5s. Humans do, so they have a lot more to look onto.
Wow. Just wow. I've been red pilled.
It's not all about, oh, the women just go for the alpha. Sure, they might.
What do you mean they might? If you're okay, let's just take an alpha. Let's take any man with reasonably good looks and some money. Women are throwing themselves at him.
I'm not saying that all women are just absolutely like they're perfect once they hit their mid-30s, but I am saying, try to look on the bigger picture. Maybe it's not all females' fault. Maybe it is sometimes your fault. Maybe it's not all your fault. Maybe it is the female's fault. Who knows?
Who cares who is at fault? What we look at is who's being successful. Who's smashing all the puss? It's like you can deny sort of pick-up artists and players all you want, but they're smashing all the puss. And if they got a bit of money, then they're laughing.
So much that is so consequential and so situational. It's honestly just kind of laughable watching these videos about people talking about how women are the bane of all evil and all this shit, and it's just kind of like, okay, sure, Jan.
What's your take on revenge sex?
I don't know. I've never had sex.
Oh, she dropped a zinger in, but none of the guys were paying attention. Basically, Big Sam, what do you think about revenge sex? And then Mavi or Navi or whatever, she's like, I haven't even had sex. And then no, everyone missed the joke.
Oh, don't. Okay. Oh God.
Can you see how I managed to respond to the joke instantaneously? And all the guys, it took them, 5 seconds?
Sometimes
Now, like any computer, you have brain and you have processing speed. So, sorry guys, gonna have to say brain's at least 4 times faster, based on this evidence.
I'm gonna say this. That's like, you ever saw the movie Saw, the remade one where they had the shotguns scene, and they pulled the shotgun and they got Jigsaw moved the barrels so.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's what revenge sex was like to me. Back when this is before my fiance. Back I was dating this Christian girl named I'll just say Christian girl, CR actually, and she had a best friend named J.
Got a very interesting sentence structure. Like the way he puts a sentence together, it reminds me very much of how a Welsh person speaks. It's like a roller coaster. It doesn't like smoothly come out. It kind of goes up and down all over the place. Very interesting.
I'm just going to use those abbreviations because I don't want to say their names. I don't want to drag them in this. Well, CH actually cheated on me and broke up with me on Christmas.
Wow, what a good Christian girl. Jesus would be happy. It probably wasn't his birthday, by the way.
Of all days. And what I did was I went to her friend because her friend didn't live that far away and had revenge sex. Bad idea because when she actually liked me so much and was so adamant of hurting her best friend's, destroying her best friend's life in the process, I'm like, I can't do that. I can't be with you because sure it was good, but at the same time, I didn't want you to destroy your friendship.
What is this retardation? Her friend's a whore. She's a cheating whore. Ain't no good Christian girl. Do you think if she wouldn't cheat on relationships, she probably wouldn't screw a friend over? She has demonstrated she is not a trustworthy worthy person. You can't accidentally fuck people. I don't know where this idea. They shouldn't. No one should use the word accidental. There's no fucking accidental fucking. Just absolutely retarded.
Sometimes you'll regret doing that.
And no such thing as accidental pregnancies or accidental birth. Let's just call it out. Incompetent people. Retarded parents. Call them out. Fucking accidental. Like my cousin, she accidentally got pregnant and she already had 3 kids and now she's got 5 because she had twins. Fucking, and everyone's like, oh, don't call her out on it. Fucking accidental. Fuck off.
So, like, revenge sex is just like you having sex with somebody else to get back at someone who did you dirty, or like, how's that work?
Yeah.
I've heard of revenge porn, but
Revenge sex is basically if let's say you're significant. I'm gonna give an example. Let's say Gavin cheated on you,
he
and
wouldn't have balls to have, he wouldn't have a dick to have revenge sex with. But go on.
yeah, and
Wow, he sounds like he's in control and he can sort that woman out.
let's say this. I'm just using this as a example. And
Right.
you're so upset you would go to Arkham and have sex with him instead.
Are they just name dropping all their friends? Not that that sounds like an actual person's name.
That's revenge sex.
Well, here's the thing. My parents wouldn't let that happen. They would kick you out in 2 seconds because conservatorship.
Listen,
Because there's not, I have conservatorship, so
no, listen,
it wouldn't
honey,
work.
nothing against you, but
Or better yet,
That was pretty funny.
No, nothing against you either, but absolutely not.
I like the way he's giving more examples. Like, guy, do you need to give more examples at this point?
or let me put it.
I'm
Let me
on the
put.
same page.
Let me put it in a better way. Let me put it away. Let's say Gavin cheated on you.
Welcome back, Arkham.
To get revenge, you would have sex with Dalsmick.
These are some crazy names.
Okay, that's a whole lot better. Yes.
Yeah, that's revenge sex.
Honestly, like, I'm surprised this hasn't happened sooner. Anyway, okay. So yeah, it's just having sex to get back at somebody.
Yeah.
I think it's scummy. I think it's just
It is.
It's cheating, and I don't believe that cheaters deserve to have genitals. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's foolish. 2 wrongs don't make it right. You're just bringing yourself to the same level.
Mm-hmm.
When you do revenge sex, you're bringing yourself to the same level of the person who's being unfaithful.
I bet you did, you dirty bitch.
Yeah.
Yep. But also, I'm sorry, nothing against humanity, but I wouldn't be able to anyways. Well, the other reason is a sexual marriage with me, but also because you remind me of one of my platoon commanders, so no. And honestly, I really don't want to remind myself of that, so no, thank you.
You can just say you don't have sex with me. God, you don't have to pull the whizzer out, man. Come on.
No, I have to. I have to explain myself.
No,
Because-
no.
Oh, getting some fucking cringe here. Maybe I should, like, sit like a Raymac or something, protect me from the cringe.
Yes.
Yeah. But my fiance.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest with my fiance.
I'm
Actually,
bald too.
my fiance knows I'm a little bit old. I'm a little bit older than her. That sometimes I have my moments of
Retardation?
dumbassery. I'm gonna say.
Oh, called it. How can I predict the future? It must be I've interacted with other humans.
But all the time these hotter guys would hit up on her, and she said, "I'm not interested." She loves me for who I am. Like, besides my looks, because my looks look like, I'm gonna say I'm no George Clooney, but I'm actually honest to the point. Like, for instance, I even told her, like, look, you're going to college. I don't want you to squander your education because I squandered my education. I don't want that to be put upon you. I don't want you to do the same mistakes I've done. And that's why she loves me so much, because she sees me give that honest truth, actually.
You can believe that's the reason she loves you. Honesty is not high up on attractiveness traits. You can look at all. There's this, as far as I know, values, virtue. They're not high up there. Everyone will say, "Oh yeah, I want someone who's honest." Not true. Look at thinking how famous serial killers get, and a bit like Richard Manson, Charlie Manson, the crazy one. He's still got a fan club.
Truth goes a long way.
Yeah. Another reason why I think I'm not like really ready is
Pretty autistic.
I think Mappy might know, but I am not. I have anger. I have some anger issues.
That's good. That's
Oh
good.
yeah, no, 100%. I know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Do you past relationships, Arkham?
Not just that, but was in general. And I think the moment where it really hit me of, oh dear, I really need to wait, is it was in a relationship, but it was a thing where I think Slayer was acting really stupid, and it involved him with the military, and then I just snapped and screamed and yelled at him to a point where he cried.
Ooh.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be doing that in a relationship.
Sounds like a mouthful. I've used too many voice chat servers. I know myself fucking eating.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, and that's why I'm saying. That's why I was very much on board with conservatorship. It was like,
Yeah.
I really do need help.
Sorry, I probably should add some commentary, but yeah, you probably should get some help. It reminds me of the Michael Jordan meme. Stop it! Get some help. I love that meme.
Hold on, I'm gonna restart my computer because my pen pressure's not working on my tablet. I'll be back.
Are you taking any meds, Arkham?
No, I'm just right now. It's nothing like truly major, but it's certain triggers for me. That really
PTSD or anything?
No, it's more of just I'm very passionate about certain things, and if you get me in a certain place, I get really angry. Like the military is a good example. Just don't get me started on.
Okay, so I don't know. This sounds like a different person, but there's no Discord overlay, so we can't see who's actually talking. So this sounds like a different autistic guy to the one earlier. I'm gonna assume it's a different guy. He just sounds classic autistic. Certain things, when the autist gets on it, they just won't shut the fuck up and they'll go crazy. But only about certain things. Quite often it's about that they're right about a certain thing, even though no one really cares.
I love the military. My family's been military, and I am not very tolerant. I mean, if you don't like it, it's fine, like whatever. But you probably do not want to see me get on that rant.
You were forced to join?
If I were
the pressures of family life and whatnot?
No, I'm not forced to join. No, I'm not. They've been very cool about not making me. There's like, I think they know I would not be the best there. I would not last. Like I'm in NJOTC, and in NJOTC I did really well. However, I stayed permanently at Seaman because the tests I had to do the rank up tests, and I wasn't the best at them. I couldn't do drill at all. Don't even get me started. I failed at drill. Knowledge wasn't the best because sometimes I get like. Sometimes I don't get everything, and particularly with ranks, and it's like, oh my god, this is like a headache.
I don't want to be too unkind, but has he not just said that he's just incompetent and retarded? Is that not what he just said? I don't want to be too unkind, but those are the words I tend to use.
I'm shocked I can even do like video games because sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, it can get really tricky, and that's why I love like technology now. It just helps me where if I were back in the 80s or something where technology was the most advanced thing ever, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even last a second.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, the thing is, he's acknowledged his errors. So hopefully, one day, he'll work to become not only competent, but super awesome. Like, no, it's the trouble with people just think you start out like super awesome with all these skills. No, you have to acquire skills and knowledge. It takes a lot of time. I used to have a speech impediment, a speaking issue, because I just didn't have much interest in talking to people. Well, most people are annoying. Oh wait, most people still are annoying. Silly me.
Yeah. But
Back on to the MGTOW topic. I
Yeah.
actually looked at some while you guys were just talking. I kind of looked up like hypergamy and gold digging to see what other definitions that were out there. And for
my brother.
yeah, for hypergamy, it says from one of these sites, hypergamy is the term social scientists use to refer to the phenomenon of women prioritizing wealth or social status in mate selection. So according to this, basically, it's a woman's, I guess, depending on who you ask, it's a woman's biological desire to basically prioritize wealth and status in choosing men. Which is kind of weird, because it says wealth, which refers to like money and resources, but hypergamy is the act of marrying someone of a superior social class. I feel like social class and wealth kind of two different things. But,
marrying up, And
then gold
I've
digging.
heard of that a lot.
Here's the thing: depending on who you ask, like gold digging is kind of like basically looking for people with the most money, and kind of that's why you're kind of dating them. Or gold digging can simply just be being in a relationship to basically extract resources like wealth. That's gold digging. So there's different ways you can look at it or define it.
So basically, MGTOW are just saying that women are just nothing more than strip miners.
They're very insecure. They're very insecure because what they're saying is that if they actually had a fucking woman, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I wasn't gonna cuss off.
You know something? I'm gonna make people donate to the donation jar. I'm gonna make a swear jar. Every time you swear, you're gonna have to donate $1 in the jar, and it'll go to a charity.
I hope the charity's children with autism.
It'll go to fund. It'll go to give me money.
Don't worry about it because it's a bad habit we all have. You're not the only one out there, you know. And I'll admit, I slip up too, so it's not a big deal.
Don't feel bad.
I've been like basically my family with me and swearing. It's like my family's basically just been like very very cautious.
The master is back.
Oh jeez.
One of the MGTOW arguments is they basically say that if you marry a woman, you're most likely going to get divorced. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's true?
Okay, so lifetime marriage is a myth.
That's because you can't get married.
Oops, wrong thing.
53% of you will statistically be divorced.
That's each and every year. So every year you married, you just roll in the dice. Getting divorced this year? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to err on the side that Mavi Navi is going to say that the statistics doesn't matter. Now remember, she's engaged. So, win or lose, she's going to win, isn't she? Win or lose for the man, she's going to win. Because it's all in her favour. So, let's see if she comes out and be like, oh, I'm going to shit on marriage, being that she's engaged.
I mean, fuck, man. It happens.
Divorce happens, but here's the thing.
We need to ignore it. That's the thing. We need to ignore the I'm going to say millions, I'm not going to say billions. The millions of wealth getting redistributed from women. From men to women. And we're going to ignore all those houses that just get redistributed. Because that isn't what communists would do. Communists wouldn't redistribute wealth.
It could happen to anyone.
Well, the thing is that I'm blaming this on generational.
No, it really is just feminism. It really is that simple.
Purely generational, because nobody ever wants to work out their problems. Nobody ever wants to talk about their problems. Everybody wants that instant gratification nowadays.
What are you on about? Let's take an average family man. He's fucking grinding hard for his family. He shortens his lifetime by the extra work and stress and responsibility he takes on. Shortens his own life. He fucking works really hard. And then women are the ones like, what's this? This relationship's taking a bit of work. Fuck it, I'll just take your money. Fuck it, I'll take the kids. I'm gone. I want an easy life. Oh, by the way, you can keep paying for me though. Yeah, I'll take that deal.
And that's...
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you can, but I think there's more reasons why divorce. Because actually, like, the divorce rate is actually
100%.
declining.
There's more reason, and I've heard about that, and I'm very glad that that's happening. I'm talking about for the most cases of divorce happening. You know.
Look, yeah, I'm just thinking. What you're saying is kind of like people don't want to talk to each other, like a lack of communication.
So much lack of communications.
Not a fucking lack of communication at all. It's just it's too much effort. You got it right the first time. Too much effort. Working out your problems, staying together as a family, living with someone long term. Oh, it's a lot of effort. Fuck it. I'll just leave and take your money. It's easy. Easy.
I've seen, again, with the people that I've seen get divorced is because of a lack of communication. But then again, another one also was because he had like 3 baby mamas, but like that's a different thing altogether.
Well, like, I think probably the main one is probably infidelity, and that's kind of, I don't think it's just generational. I think infidelity is, it's not the...
No, and like I said, that's why I was saying it as the exception to the rule.
Welcome, Neutron.
One of them had 3 baby mamas, and oof, you know. But we're talking about divorce.
We're talking about MGTOW, actually.
Fun topics.
We're talking about divorce and how my parents are probably so close to getting it. I'm shocked it hasn't happened 10 years earlier. I will say this to anyone who's out there: don't stay in a relationship if you're not happy. Like,
there you go. By making happiness the most important thing, you've set up an impossible standard. To maintain happiness throughout a lifetime with another person is a retarded standard. If you look throughout history, they just started with the bare basics. Is the relationship stable? And is there like any abuse or neglect? Or are they treating each other good? Treating each other good, let's just leave it at that.
If you've tried your damnedest to like make things work out, or like work things out for your kids.
Because the trouble is, when you focus on female happiness, because obviously females are going to win out in divorce, this creates an unnatural power dynamic. So the man knows, if I don't keep her happy, she's going to destroy my life. Because we know, happy wife, happy life. This is why, as a libertarian, I'm like, yeah, fuck feminism, getting involved with how men and women normally interact. We didn't have these happiness problems 100 years ago.
Like, I understand where you're coming from, but like, don't fuck yourself over, sweetie.
I agree.
If it's best for your kids to get the fuck out of there, and it's best for you to get the fuck out of there, if it's like a really, really bad situation, or like, you know that you can't put your kids through fighting and hardships like that anymore, like, get out of there, because my parents are in a very bad marriage, and I've literally dealt with fighting my entire life. It's probably going to stunt how I see relationships in the future. And And somehow some guy is dumb enough to still be with me after 7 years.
Wow. Just wow. See, yeah, this is the trouble with sort of family and humans and stuff. Unfortunately, we're not that smart, and we do just copy our parents, like as the prime example. And as she's perfectly illustrated, her family, her parents are fine all the time, and then it's going to unfortunately bleed over into her relationship. But I do like the way she said he's been dumb enough to stay with me for 7 years. I'm really curious to know how old she is.
Well, to be fair, I think my parents, I'm thankful to have the parents I have. So,
I
yay.
love them too, but they're stupid because they one another. They don't like each other.
Anyways, so yeah, basically the MGTOW argument is that it's too risky to marry a woman because, likely she's going to divorce you.
Or, okay, let's flip it on its head. Let's say you have one life, and you have what's called a future. You cannot, let's say the rough divorce rate is 50%. How the fuck am I going to plan my future if I don't know what's going to happen? Imagine you have two paths, the road to success and the road to ruin. And it's a 50-50 chance I'm going to end up on either road. And I'm sitting there like, why am I making this choice? Like, I'm seriously looking at these two choices. And I'm like, this is retarded. Why, how did it get to this? Why have I got the choice of fucking the path to success, and happiness, and the path to ruin? And I look at fucking previous generations and look throughout history, and they didn't have this retarded choice. Oh, okay, perhaps they did have this choice, but the fucking percentages were different.
In my opinion, this is such a lie. If you look at the stats, it tells us like a different story.
Yeah, it's actually a lot worse.
I think everyone can agree. I think everyone here agrees that these stats that 50% of marriages end in divorce, and 70% of them are initiated by women, right?
Yeah, absolute fact, backed up loads of times.
That's the thing we commonly hear.
53% of you will statistically divorce. I love that video. Shut up. It's from Brandon.
If you do the math, like if we have the number 200 represent all marriages, we know that 100 of those would end in divorce, right? Because that's 50%. So we know that of those 100 marriages, 70 would be initiated by women. So if we divide 200 marriages by 70, that equals 0.35. Or basically, you have a 35%, wait, hold on, not 0.35, but basically if you take 70 divided by 200, you have a 35% chance of a marriage ending with a woman divorcing you.
Okay, but you've made it. I don't agree with your numbers. I'm not the best at percentages. Okay. Why did those 25 men get a divorce? Is it because the woman, such a piece of shit, they would prefer to take the financial hit on the chin than to stay in the relationship? Because we could all play this game.
I don't know, maybe.
No, I'm just saying that's the statistic. That's why it's not true. If you basically MGTOW is saying if you get into a marriage, most likely she's gonna end up divorcing you.
Yeah.
Like that. Like if you get into a marriage, that's most likely gonna happen. But that's not true. Happens.
That's definitely not true. They weigh out.
Saying, if we use their own statistics against them, it's nonsense. And if you think about it,
if you can't, I'm not fucking the master of statistics, but what I can hear is you're just wrong. You're just categorically wrong. If women initiate divorce 75% of the time, saying to a man, women are most likely to divorce you, is not untrue. Add in the 25% and then doing some playing with your calculator doesn't deny that fact. I don't know.
There's a bunch of different factors that can, because here's the thing, in a lot of cases, infidelity is a big problem. Is a big reason why people divorce. So if you're not cheating, you're not doing much of this bad stuff, that risk gets a lot lower.
Okay, so if a man cheats, woman gets paid. Woman cheats, woman gets paid. See a problem? Any alarm bells ringing?
It's not as risky as people think it is.
Oh, that wasn't a joke. I'm going to count it as a joke because Crimson's poor at telling jokes. So good joke, Crimson.
The other thing you have to factor in is the amount of times a widower status happens, like the wife dies.
Let's just talk about divorce. That's different. Yeah. Death is like, someone dying is different.
Yeah, I always found that interesting with MGTOW. They will never bring up the fact of that in how marriages end, basically, and they'll always say.
Gosh, that reminds me of the worst thing I've ever heard. I heard this one guy I was actually debating, and basically he talked about how it's a single mother's fault for why, like basically that single mothers are evil and that they chose to put children in a bad situation.
Excellent. Cheers, Crimson, for the shout out.
Because of being a single mother.
Okay. So this is statistically true. This is demonstrably true across the entire world, entire human history. So, this video, I've been working on this video for months and months and months because I just keep rewriting the script. But let's just talk about the basics. Single mothers, how can they become single mothers? Well, firstly, they get welfare. The government redistributes money from men to women so they don't have to be in relationships with men. So this destroys families. And women are terrible parents in general. Women cannot raise males. Males are the most destructive and creative influence on reality and society. So because women don't know what the fuck men actually do, they don't understand, they can't raise them properly. So in white single mothers, we see school shooters, and then in the black community, we see the black boys and the black men turn into gang members. What do these gang members do? What are the blacks well known for? 50% of all the murders. So you have 4% of the American population committing 50% of the murders. And this is fantastic for feminism, because then they can say that look at all these male criminals. Men commit all the crimes. 70% of all criminals come from single mothers. So let's put it another way. Single mothers create criminals. Now let's imagine we don't worship pussy and we're trying to be objective. Imagine if you had a group, let's say we have Mexicans making 70% of all the criminals. You're like, fuck me, Mexicans, stop making all the criminals. Let's say MGTOW created 70% of all the criminals. So when I say criminals, violent criminals, rapists, murderers, violent burglary, armed robbery, violent crime. So let's say it again. Single mothers create the majority of rapists. Again, why is this? It's because women can't teach men how to interact correctly with women. And obviously men are stronger, so like, yeah, I'll just take your pussy. So this is the trouble when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you're just ignorant to reality. Everyone, it's public opinion, single mothers are bad for society. I've studied this topic extensively. And I also, let's talk about it on a basic level. Boys raised by single mothers are less successful. They have no motivation. So, because they're less successful, less motivation, this leads them to taking drugs, mental health issues such as depression, more likely to lead them to suicide. So again, these are all negative. Okay, let's look at it. Let's be as gynocentric as Crimson. Being a single mother gives women mental health issues because they can't deal, they can't cope. And then let's say a woman gets anxiety from being a single mother. The child is now being raised by a mentally ill parent with anxiety, further impacting their development. Again, as Navi gave you in this video, you learn from your parents. You use those as your model to base your relationships on. You can't have a model if you were missing half of the pieces. So let's see what the gyno cucks jump on.
No.
I know it's still messed up because I addressed the point. What if her husband like goes out and fights and dies in combat, and now she's by herself and she's a single mother raising children?
Yeah, a widower is something different from a single mother. You made that point earlier, so don't start being all retarded and autistic now.
Is she,
She should have been out there with him. You know.
She should have been more convincing. It's such nonsense. You know, I think some of these people need to take a look at themselves in the mirror and really reflect and think about what they're saying.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you, Crimson. I suggest you stop being so gynocentric. You stop being a cuck. And what you do is you look at objective reality. Forget about MGTOW. Go and do your own independent research. Buy some books. Buy a lot of books, Crimson. You need a lot of reading. Look into welfare. Look into single mothers. Look into feminism. Look how the combination of things bleeds over into society, and it creates negative outcomes for everyone. Single mothers. When you say, they don't choose that. Okay, the black community, 50% of them are unmarried. They chose to be unmarried. And also, black women especially, we all know why black women. Because they're strong, independent black women who don't need no man. This is propaganda. This is social engineering. This is evil. We need to say to black women, no, black women, you are retarded. You are not independent. You cannot overcome biology. You need a man.
Because it just seems kind of emotional and weak.
Yeah, you are right. Your position is emotional and weak. Look up, Crimson. These facts are so well known, and they're not independent to America. In the UK, in the rest of Europe, every time there's single mothers, look throughout history. Look how bastards were written in history. Everyone's like, yeah, avoid him, he's a bastard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Crimson, you ruined your own point by bringing it up and then throwing in the widower anecdote. Because now everyone's now focused on your stupid, the woman who had 7 kids and her husband died or whatever.
Anyways, what do you think about that? The statistics and I brought up about divorce.
I think with those statistics, it's part of the reason why I tell people not to get married.
You disagree with Crimson there? Is that what I'm hearing, Mexican MGTOW?
So you think because of those statistics that you should not get married?
And my experience, but yeah, the statistics, You see, marriage creates hostility. You understand what I'm saying? If you have a girlfriend, she cheats on you, you have the opportunity to just say bye. But when you're married, everything just changes. It changes because you made that agreement with the law. You understand? You can't just. People say that. Oh, she cheated. Why don't you just leave? Really? In a marriage with children? Come on, guy. You start thinking about why you even married the person to begin with. You understand what I'm saying? It creates.
So you're saying that basically because cheating can happen, and then you're kind of stuck in this bad situation. You shouldn't get married.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in. Okay, Crimson. He's saying once the government is regulating your relationship, so when you're not married, you're all free. You're all free to abandon each other as fast as you like. But when the government's involved, the man is now responsible. Whatever happens, it can be 100% the woman being evil and cheating on you. The man's still fucked.
Yes.
Right, but that's not the number one. But also, I just want my counter argument to that is that's not the main reason why people divorce though. It's not just like cheating. I think here's the thing: if you marry the right person, if you find the right woman,
alright, go on, Crimson, go on.
You shouldn't have a problem.
Crimson, seriously. Crimson, is that seriously your argument? Seriously, Crimson, is that your argument? If you just marry the right woman. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. So I want to get married to a woman, and I know the divorce rate is 50%. I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna completely ignore that. And I found the right woman who I'm gonna marry, so I'm gonna be in the 50% that don't get married, that don't get divorced. Crimson. Every single man who gets married believes they had the ones that wouldn't divorce them. This is what MGTOW are fighting against. The willful ignorance. Just absolute willful ignorance. Now we can all be ignorant of absolutely everything, a multitude of subjects. But the willful ignorance and the gynocentrism. So you believe, oh, I have a good woman, she won't betray me. And then you couple that with, oh, she's a good, she won't betray me and stuff. And then you just deny all the statistics, and you just carry on, oh, I think we'll live happily ever after. This just isn't reality. So let's see if Mexican takes him apart, because this argument is phenomenally weak, Crimson. I'm actually disappointed that the just marry a good woman came out of your mouth. Because you have the statistics. Well, okay, why are 50% of divorces happening? What is wrong with women? Crimson, I'm putting it on you. What is wrong with women? Why is the divorce rate so high? Now, let's be cynical. The divorce rate is so high because women are getting paid. If you made it so women never got any money, I'd love to see that divorce rate.
You will have problems. You're gonna have difficulties, but I don't think you have to do your research. You have to know.
You need to do more research, Crimson. Maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years of research.
And the other thing,
why complicate yourself? Why not have that freedom that you had in the beginning when you started the relationship with the woman?
Here's the problem, though.
Yeah, exactly, Crimson. Why should the man start sacrificing his freedom? Why should he be getting a noose round his neck? Why should he destroy his own future? And the woman's future is going to be blazing. It's going to be amazing, and it's on off his body. She's fucking stepping over him. Like, well, if things don't work out with you, I'm going to take your money and find someone else, or just live off your money.
And if everyone thought like that way, if you focused on your own freedom, then society is pretty much doomed.
No, Crimson. Crimson, do you not know anything about English history or American history? Do you not know? Do you not know about the principles of every man is self-sovereign, and every house is his castle? These are basic principles of freedom, and how, in principle, you should leave everyone to rule their own castle, to be free, to do whatever they want.
Because how are you going to continue to grow? You need families for society, and a family needs at least 2 parents. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster.
Okay.
Agreed.
The other thing
family. Here's my main point: is family is the foundation of society, and when you destroy the family, society is going to crumble.
Excellent. So, Crimson, you have learnt something. Now, I'm not saying you learned it off me, because this is pretty common knowledge. So, okay, Crimson, excellent. Well done. Now, in the last 100 years, who have been destroying the family? Now, let's say MGTOW are equal to feminism in destroying the family. Again, let's say you're going to say MGTOW and feminism in 2019 are exactly equal. We're both destroying the family. If we're going to count the number of families destroyed, we've got feminism that's had 119 years of destroying the family. And then we've got MGTOW who've got, let's just make it simple, they've got 19 years of destroying the family. So even if they're equally as evil, feminism's number 1 in destroying the family.
Because children do not have a stable home to live in and to thrive. So that's why, because that's some people think you should go into marriage for benefits. I disagree. I think you go in there because you want to make a commitment, because you love someone, and you want to raise a family. You want to make a sacrifice. That's how I see it. But everyone has their own opinion.
Okay. So Crimson, you're really close. You're really getting there. How can a family be stable with? They get married, but the divorce rate is 50%. How is that going to be stable? So we've already established that 50% of the marriages, let's say they're going to be fine and stable, but 50% of them are going to be unstable and be destroyed. This is terrible. This is terrible for society.
Yeah,
Let me
the
ask
other
you a
thing,
question, if I may.
The other thing that MGTOW don't even take into account with divorce rates in America is the other factor of the amount of domestic abuse cases.
Oh no! This guy's a feminist. Oh no, not another feminist. So this is textbook feminism. So okay, so we have possible reasons for marriages breaking down and families breaking down. And whilst they've discussed various reasons, the feminists love to use men are evil. And men commit the most amount of domestic violence according to feminism. However, as a former MRA, I researched this topic extensively. And the most common domestic violence is reciprocal, as in they beat each other up. And now, the reason why feminists love domestic violence, they get a load of money. And then what they do is they make a load of violence shelters, and they use the Duluth model. The Duluth model says that men are bigger than women, so men are always guilty. So, if police are called to a house and there's domestic violence, and they see the man has a black eye and he's been stabbed, they still arrest the man, even though the woman's unharmed. They're like, Duluth model bitch, fuck you. This is the default. This is the default across the entire Western world. But again, feminists and feminists like Anti-MGTOW don't know these facts. They don't know reality. They don't know that women can falsely accuse you, and they can falsely accuse you of domestic violence. They don't even need evidence. No evidence required. And then they can use these false domestic charges to fuck up your court cases and your family court disputes and child maintenance cases. Oh, don't believe me? Let's just take a funny example. Angelina Jolie did this to Brad Pitt. She was like, we're going through child custody. Yeah, he beat me up. Yeah, he beat me up. Completely fucks his case up. And if women really want to be vindictive, they can even claim that he sexually abused the children. Again, no evidence required. And the kids, depend on their age, the kids aren't going to protest because they don't know what's going on. They wouldn't be like, oh yeah, my mum, she's saying my dad molested me to completely fuck his case up so I can't see him again. So the kids aren't going to be like bitch slapping the mum for being so evil. But again, these don't happen all the time. Like we don't have like tens of thousands of cases of this each and every year. We don't. So it's not really an issue.
Right, and drug abuse too. Mexican, what's your question?
My question is straightforward, but it's a thinker. It's like, for example, let's say I decide to have sex with a 20-some-year-old, right? I'm 45. Let's say I'm even older. It doesn't even matter.
Really? You're 45? Don't know. Maybe you're Mexican fiery, but you seem a lot younger. You don't seem to act with seniority. Is that a proper word?
Point being is that let's say that the young woman says to me, I want a child, and I enter and say, hell no, because the child's never going to know me. How do you feel about that? Men,
I mean the child's never going to know you.
Yeah, because I'm going to be dead by the time he gets old enough to know me.
Mexican, you will live to. I'm hoping, Mexican, that you live to you're at least 70 years old. Mexican, what? Mexican, your life expectancy should be at least 70 years old, at least not older. If you're 45, and we add, let's say, 20 years onto you, you're going to be 65. So you're saying the child is going to die before you're 65. But for your story to make any sense. God, Mexican MGTOW, I believe you can live a long life. I believe.
So you're saying that when you're married, basically, the child won't know you? I'm trying to understand.
Well, what I'm saying is that people say age doesn't matter and so forth and thereafter, right? What I'm saying is that me at my age, let's say an older man marries a young woman, right? And the young woman says, I want a child. And the older man says to the woman, no, because the child will never get to know me. Because you're going to die before the child gets to know him. You understand what I'm saying? How do you feel about that? Men having children, they're never going to get to know them.
Please, Crimson, just say to Mexican that you also believe he's going to live. And Mexican needs to go back to math class. Mexican, honestly, hopefully you will live to be like 70 years old. Like, I really do hope that.
But are we setting ourselves up?
I mean, if you're 40, I mean, if you're 45 or whatever,
See, this is why you need a host to tell people to stop talking at the same time. And you get a host, and the host tells people, okay guys, you're speaking at the same time. Alright, I'm going to let you speak, say your little piece, and then you say your piece. Now, you would hope, they're all being adults, they wouldn't talk over each other. However, on Discord and other voice chat, this happens occasionally.
You're going to get to know your child. I mean, 18 years... That's a lot. That's a lot of time. And but you're saying you have to make the effort and time and make the commitment to getting to know and spending time with them.
And the other thing we could factor in is adoption. There's many kids who are without families who needs a family, and you can always put up the option of adoption. Why does that rhyme?
I just think there's nothing wrong with an older man marrying a younger woman or vice versa. I don't see anything wrong with that. If the two really enjoy each other's company and there's a stable environment.
I'm living proof of that.
Or whatever.
I love the way they're talking over each other. Like they were all trying to get their point out. They're all so excited.
That's not that old. That's a long time.
To be honest, my fiance is 25. I'm 40.
Oh, that's a bit of a gap.
We're having the time of life, and when the time we're...
Oh, Alejandro! Wow, dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, we always thought about adoption, actually. Giving a kid who doesn't have a home, a home.
I'm glad to see they're disgusted. Why? Why adopt? I'm not all about you gotta fulfill your biological imperative and continue your genetic legacy. But if you want to start a family, it might make a little bit of sense for the family to be your blood, to be your DNA, to be actually yours, rather than raising someone else's kid. Now, when I do say that, I do know that there's hundreds of thousands of children who will never get raised by anyone, which that is a tragedy.
That's one thing I would do in a heartbeat, because I know there's kids all across this nation who don't have homes, and adoption would help them so much.
And also, the thing with adoption is, and helping people, you can only help a very small amount of people. Like, how many could you really adopt maximum? 5? And not to be too cynical, but let's be honest, adopted children do usually come with a lot of problems. Like, a lot more problems than if you had your own kid in a stable family. Yeah, so there's a dead silence because his sentence structure is lacking. You can't fully tell when he's actually ended a point. Because he sounds like he ended kind of mid-sentence to me. And that's why the other people are all pausing.
So if you feel like you're not going to be around when that kid grows up, you ever thought about adopting?
Oh, okay, I see where he's coming from. Okay, that's quite a pragmatic answer. So he's saying, like, look, why don't you just adopt a ready-made kid rather than having kids yourself? Okay, that's a fair point.
No, this is not something I'm actually facing.
Yeah, I'm just giving this. Sorry.
Yeah, he was bringing up a hypothetical.
It's interesting, adoption. Yeah, you're right. I seldom ever hear it come up in conversation in real life. Adoption, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's plenty of kids in this whole nation who don't have a mother and father because of something happened, like an accidental death, or the mother gives the kid up.
Wow, that seems to be a right that men don't have. Curious.
Dude, she didn't want to have the kid, or both parents are in jail or something.
Not to be too cynical, but yeah, I want to take a criminal orphan child. It's like flipping hell.
Yep, makes sense.
And when many of these kids grow to the age of 18, they're on the street.
Yeah, because that's when the The government not that the government necessarily made the orphan problem, but yeah, all these families breaking up, and yeah, the government only looks after them until they're no longer a child, and then they're an adult. It's like, yeah, you're on your own, bitch. Bye bye.
Okay, so like let's get back to some like MGTOW, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Counter arguments or general arguments against MGTOW. I think the three main things here's my three main kind of general like category, my three main general criticisms of MGTOW.
Wow. Okay, I'm sitting down. I'm ready. I'm ready to be absolutely demolished.
Very general. Three reasons I'm against MGTOW. Fallacy. You know, they have very bad argumentation. A lot of weak evidence, like not a lot of evidence to support it. Two, very
Okay, so just false. Just absolutely false. So the trouble with Crimson, he's extremely egotistical. And he can't take... See, Crimson said in his own words, MGTOW are not reliable sources. And the trouble is, let's take hypergamy as a great example. So he's learned what hypergamy is, and then he can't apply it to all the people that he can see. He can't apply it to... Like, you can apply hypergamy to so many different situations. Like, let's take singers. If there was a male singer, every woman would want to fuck him, and guess what? The male singer probably fuck a lot of those women. However, when there's a female singer, all the men want to fuck her. Who does she fuck? Oh, she fucks the equal or greater ones. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. And has that always been true? Like, yeah. It's like, is that going to be true in the future? Yeah. I was like, okay. So we've got a model that accurately represents reality. And the thing is, Crimson, just get some books and read about all the different things independent to MGTOW, because you're not learning watching MGTOW creators. You're too busy, you're too biased. You're not just listening and be like, is this true? Can I use this claim in reality? Okay, so let's hear number 2.
very toxic community. I don't see how a man can grow in an atmosphere that's so toxic and has so much misogyny.
Oh my god. If there was any doubt that Crimson was a feminist, it's been completely and utterly destroyed. So, misogyny and toxicity. So perhaps it hasn't been explained to Crimson. MGTOW isn't politically correct. You don't give a fuck about what people think. So if I want to say in every single video, women are evil cunts, and they're Satan's spawn, and women alone are cancer in society, no MGTOW is going to say to me, oh, you should stop saying that, you should stop being mean to women. No one's going to say that. And it's because, okay, imagine you're going to draw MGTOW. And we already know there's no leaders. So everyone is on the same level. So for me to start putting my head above the level and say to other content creators and other MGTOW, oh, don't speak bad about women, stop being so toxic, they'll be like, okay, where did you get your authority from? Oh, I don't have any authority. Oh, okay, shut the fuck up. And as a libertarian, again, how does, let's say Angry MGTOW or Sandman make 1,000 videos saying how much they hate women? How does that affect me? Let's just pick a random subject for fun. Let's take gay marriage. Gay marriage, how does it affect me? It doesn't. Okay. Indifferent. And you say like, oh, how can you grow? How can you be positive? The whole point, you're just arguing about people's thoughts and feelings on the internet. You're arguing against free expression. Freedom of speech is freedom to hate people to the maximum. How you can say you unfairly hate the women's. It's really unfair that you hate the women's. No one's gonna give a shit.
And hatred, because it's definitely there, and it doesn't seem like anyone's addressing that.
It's because you don't understand it. You don't understand it. You don't understand. And again, some of these men may have legitimate reasons to hate particular women or women in general. There are men who every single relationship they got screwed over by women. There's successful men who've had their lives destroyed by women. There's men that've had their family taken away by women. Now this is all usually by the government. So women have a great reason why. It wasn't me who took the kids, it was the government. It wasn't me who falsely accused you of domestic violence, it was the government. It's just these laws happen to be in place.
I'm gonna be honest. A whole community full of testosterone-driven men in a whole group.
Okay, so I'm glad to admit that MGTOW is full of testosterone, and Anti-MGTOW is obviously the opposite. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to conclude Anti-MGTOW is full of estrogen, and they're all feminists.
That's a bad idea in itself.
There we go. So this man has presented himself as a feminist again. So that's just it. Exactly that. When you get men with lots of testosterone together, this is bad. Why is it bad? Because as we all fundamentally understand, men control and maintain civilization. So a group of men can have an impact on reality, an impact on society. Look at single mothers, look at the offbeing of single mothers, look at the devastation they're causing. Like, it's absolutely terrible. Now, this is the thing. I'm not blaming the children. It's the mother who screwed them over. The mother fucked their foundation of their whole development up.
Right, and then the final thing is MGTOW itself is counterproductive. What is MGTOW doing for men? What have they done? What have they accomplished? How are they helping men? Because if anything, I think the men's rights activists, I may not agree with them on certain issues like how much of a problem something is, right? But what I will agree with them on is at least they're doing something. At least they're trying to get some change.
Okay, they're going to start interrupting and cutting each other off. Okay, so this is again, we've got to start with basics. So MGTOW provide men with information, and then men choose or choose to or don't choose to incorporate that information into their life, and then this allows them to do different things. It really is that simple. Now this could lead to positive outcomes. For example, don't create a family, can't be destroyed. Or just focusing on yourself, earning some wealth, and then maybe you could do some stuff. But the thing is, it's because we're all anonymous, you don't know what the fuck we are doing. And as a feminist, you don't like this control. You don't like this abstraction. You don't understand what they're doing in their life because we don't know. We don't know what, for example, Mexican MGTOW gets up to on a daily basis. Is he doing good? Is he doing bad? We don't know. But with the MRA, it's a very simple. We know exactly what they're doing. They make everything public, so we can look and we can track their progress. Where's their progress so far? Not a lot. Okay, MRA, keep going with the good fight. You'll get there one day. But me, I'm going to take the lessons from the MRA, incorporate them into my own life instantly. Today. As Mexican MGTOW said, why should a man lose any of his freedoms that he had in a relationship when he gets married? He shouldn't. Why should we be sacrificing any of our freedoms?
They're not doing anything.
Let me put it this way: the Honey Badgers radio network is doing more than MGTOW.
Again, this is highly subjective, and again, all the members of MGTOW, like 99% of them, are anonymous. You don't know the fuck they're doing. The good, bad, evil. They could be doing nothing.
And they are in a MRA radio group.
Yeah, right. And I guess, and some people try to say, well, MGTOW saved lives. I'm like, well, how? How has MGTOW saved lives? What is...
Exactly. As a feminist, you cannot comprehend how MGTOW has saved lives. You can't do it. You don't understand enough about society. You just don't understand enough about the female and male dynamics to see how they save lives. So let's just take suicide. Many men in their 35 to 45 range commit suicide because of divorce, because they've had their kids taken away. If they knew about all the bullshit, they might not commit suicide. They might have avoided the situation, but let's say they knew about the situation and still took the risk. If it came up, they'd be more mentally prepared. The reason why, when they're not mentally prepared, they believe women are good, they've chosen a good woman, and then women take their kids, take their house, take the majority of their money, and they just keep trying to take and take and take and take. And the men they just can't get over it, and they just can't accept it. They're like, fuck it. It's too much. I'll just fucking... The suffering is too much, I'll just kill myself. Now, I'm not belittling any of these men at all. But this is what happens. This is what happens in reality. Unlike Crimson, I actually know, fortunately, quite a few men that have committed suicide, and I know all their reasons. The trouble is, once people are down the dark path, it's very hard to get them back, or sometimes that. The trouble is, you can't fundamentally fix some of the shit. So for example, let's take a go. The wife took away his kids. Unless you get those kids back quick, smart, which, let's be honest, I haven't got the power to do that. You're running a fucking huge risk. And then men are just like... And this is why we're just trying to avoid the situation. We're urging men just fucking avoid the situation. Like, I'm sorry guys. I know you want to have family. I know you want to have kids. I know you want to keep society ticking over. Fucking... If the foundation isn't there, the foundation of your future, your mental well health, your well-being, your freedom, the foundation isn't there, juice isn't worth the squeeze.
What's MGTOW done? You know? I mean, some people like try to say, oh, MGTOW stopped me from, you know, I don't know. I don't know, how does MGTOW, what is MGTOW doing to help men and to help both genders interact with each other? Because if we look at, like, in Mexican MGTOW, you talked about this, we've looked at monkism. MGTOW monkism.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
Mexican, explain to them what monkism is. MGTOW monkism.
Oh yeah, the funky monks. The monks with the funk.
Alright, let's say if Mexican MGTOW is going to be fair and generous to the monks. Because as a 45-year-old man, I don't know how many women Mexicans dating at the minute.
Sorry,
They infiltrated. They came into MGTOW, and now they run the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's very interesting. I didn't know the monks run the whole thing.
Yeah, they're basically
There's no reason.
Basically, the monks,
Look,
if I'm correct, depending on which...
Okay, I love how Crimson asked Mexican for his input waits a couple of seconds, lets him start speaking, then starts speaking over him. Like, I don't know if it's because you're all autistic. Your social interaction skills are so bad. I just find it incredibly rude when people talk over other people. Now, it does happen occasionally, but you can't ask someone to speak and then start talking over them. Like, I'd expect someone to slap me around the face if I was being this rude to someone in England. I'd be like, can you answer this question? And then the second they start talking, I start talking over them. Like, where's your common decency?
Which monk you ask, but I think generally the general consensus is you don't have any relationship with any woman. No friendships. You can't be friends with them. You can't be, no long-term relationships. Well, actually, no, that's every MGTOW. No, but like basically
no female boss or interactions or unnecessary talking.
Yeah, basically limiting as much interaction with women as possible. That kind of seems bordering misogyny.
And the more that you can deprive yourself of such things, the higher rank you are in that community of monkism.
Okay, so I'm a MGTOW monk. Okay, so firstly, I'm just saying, okay, it's about minimizing risks. So, I just want to minimize all my risks. So, at the moment, if women are a risk, let's just get rid of the risk. Why would I invite risk into my life? Now you could say, oh, without risk there isn't no reward. Well, at the moment I'm focusing on my business. I'm doing incredibly well. And again, it gives you so much free time and energy to pursue what you want to pursue.
I mean,
it's kind of hard to say that your community doesn't hate women when you're okay with MGTOW monks literally cutting off all ties with another gender. It's like saying, well, and basically they say that basically men are getting screwed over by women. It'd be like me saying that, oh, I'm not going to be friends with black people because they're criminals. It's on that same level.
Yeah.
You don't. I don't know how you don't know what free association is. Like, you should be free to associate with who you want to associate with. Now, MGTOW monks have made the public declaration, we're just not going to associate with women. Now, the trouble is, you guys are absolutists, and you don't understand that 50% of the population is women, so women are unavoidable, but it's free association. So I choose not to associate with women in my free time. Way, yeah, really it's that simple. And let's take me as an introvert. I only like to deal with people one-on-one on a like a deep level, and if I'm honest, most people are not on no fucking deep level. Most people are simply not worth my time. And this applies especially to women who are more materialistic. So I want to talk about philosophy. I want to talk about reality. I want to talk about life. Now, I usually end up conversing with men in their mid-40s because they're the only people who have a similar mindset. But I'm sure you're going to all jump on that and be like, oh, he's gay. Talking with men. Well, yeah, go for it. I know how intellectually strong Anti-MGTOW are.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And also, just to throw shit on all of you, you guys just worship pussy. Just worship pussy. And that's it. You just can't get away. Once you just get away from pussy for long enough, you'll be like, wow, really not that big a deal? Oh, let's open a history book. In history, was there equivalent to MGTOW monks throughout all of human history? Oh, yes, there were. Okay, was this abnormal behaviour, or was it just normal behaviour? Oh, I'm reading my history book. Ah, it was normal behaviour. However, when you have a over-sexualized society, and we have feminism who wants to hook the maximum amount of men and redistribute as much wealth as possible, they need to be addicted to pussy. They need to always be getting some pussy. Oh, sorry, not even getting some pussy, because as we know, married men, they have the least sex, don't we? So they just need to have the illusion that they could get some, possibly get some, at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing, and you could even go as far as say that MGTOW is a hate group. You could say MGTOW is a hate group because, if you look at the Southern Poverty Law Center, it actually puts MGTOW.
Oh my god, you're not using the Southern Poverty Law Centre as a reliable source. Fuck me. Crimson, I had a lot of respect for you. That respect is rapidly diminishing. Southern Poverty Law Centre. Pretty sure they've classed all MRA groups as hate groups as well. And your whole argument that mugs don't hate women, they just don't associate with them. But that obviously means they secretly do hate them. It's just autistic. It's just free association. Like, why do you associate with your friends and not with other people? Why do you not associate with douchebags that you didn't like in college?
As a hate group in there.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Who gives a fuck about hate groups and hatefulness? Only politically correct feminists.
Grim said that the thing that concerns me terribly about the community is Igor MGTOW.
Igor MGTOW.
Oh my
He
gosh, I
concerns
feel
me
so.
a lot
feel
because
so-
I've
How old is
heard.
he?
Oh my god, Crimson, let Mexican MGTOW speak. Fuck me.
How old is he?
Look, who's puppeteering him is the question.
What question do we want?
Why would a child like that?
Do you know how old he is, or can you kind of make a guess?
Judging by his voice,
I love how two people are speaking over each other, so the third guy's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just jump in.
and how it sounds sort of youngish, like
I do love how they can just pick, out of the thousands of content creators, they'll just pick the one kid. And that Igor kid, he needs to get a better microphone. Like, his microphone is absolutely terrible. I struggled to watch his videos. I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. He was called Crimson the Cut Crusader. And he was just shitting all over Crimson. The kid didn't really make any logical arguments. It was all insults, but it was still more entertaining. It was very entertaining.
he didn't hit puberty yet. He sounds like he's in his. He sounds almost like 9 years old to 10 years old, in a way.
Okay, but let me just give you my quick take on this kid. The kid obviously wants attention. That's what kids love. They love attention. Like, I remember, let's take, I don't know, me or any kid who plays games, and they'll start being a massive douchebag because they want that attention. Now, I don't know all his ins and outs, what knowledge he doesn't hold, what experience he does or doesn't have. He could be, because of circumstances, he could have got red pilled ridiculously early. But I'm not going to just start judging people based on age. I'm not just going to say like, oh, Mexican MGTOW, he's 45. I'm 33, so Mexican MGTOW's probably right on everything. I should shut the fuck up. And then I'm not going to say, wow, this kid's, however old he is, he's full of shit.
I'm basing it off of the voice, actually.
Yes. Well, going back to the main reason why I'm so, emotional over this aspect is because what would a child like that be doing, regurgitating such words? No way in the world that this child understands what he's saying. But who's puppeteering him? Is it his parents?
Yeah.
Is it a child? What's going on? Why doesn't the monks? The monks know he exists clearly because you got that hammerhand or whatever is whatever.
Okay, so again, now I'm not going to say, oh, MGTOW are libertarians. It's because of principles. What authority do I have to say this kid, however old he is, should shut the fuck up? What authority do I have to say, oh, you shouldn't be parenting or repeating what other people have said? See, MGTOW, if we take away the monks, so we're going to completely erase the monks from history, is MGTOW true? You've called yourself Mexican MGTOW, so you must believe it's true. And now you have a child, or a kid, or a teenager repeating the same stuff. That doesn't make what he's saying less true, does it? So this is the important thing about truth. Doesn't matter who the fuck says the statements. It matters is the statements, can they stand up on their own?
He did a video on him. They know it exists, and like you said, MGTOW can make a difference. These monks can make a difference, but did they?
No.
Look what they're doing. They're raising that kid.
People who are like bad influences, cursing around the kid. He's like saying all these words. He actually, I think, did a video on. I don't know if he did some sort of video on someone else like constantly cursing and stuff.
Wow, because outside of this kid, children don't constantly curse. We didn't all I don't know about you, but we didn't watch South Park. We didn't used to try to watch porn on the side, mohaha. We didn't try to play GTA when it first came out, when we obviously couldn't go in the shop and buy it. And again, this hasn't happened throughout human history. Like, come on.
It's sad that.
It's sad that you guys have such a limited view on humanity. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to say it. You're all NPCs. You've pushed me over the line. You are NPCs. You have such limited interactions with humans. It's absolutely ridiculous. You are literally robots. And the trouble is, your whole case against MGTOW is what's known as special pleading, or just singling the MGTOW out as if they're the only ones who do it. As if all humans don't do all these things. Oh, humans don't hate. Humans don't make mean comments on the internet. I bet, I don't know if you guys know much about English football. I bet if there was an English football team, let's say Manchester United, there's going to be loads of comments saying Manchester United suck dick. And Manchester United suck. And fuck this player, fuck that player. Like, are you guys like... I give up.
MGTOWs now, they've gone so low where they have to indoctrinate children. I talked about this when I was on
it's sickening. It's like, it's almost...
Channel update too.
See, this is where you guys, again, you just have it backwards. You just don't know any of human history. We have the feminist movement. I'm going to round it up. 120 years. Socially engineering and indoctrinating children. Now, let's say I agree with your premise that MGTOW are indoctrinating children. You've only had 20 years of it. And feminists are indoctrinating children with things that aren't real. For example, men are equal to women. This is false. Like, look at all the bullshit. And you could say, what are they? And when you say, like, let's bring up the divorce statistics. So if they say to some children, don't get married, 50% of divorces, 50% of marriages end in divorces. How's that untrue? It's the trouble. The trouble. We've got reality. We've got the statistics. But you don't like us giving information to children. Now, in principle, I would agree that no one should be indoctrinating anyone. However, feminists are indoctrinating children. So we have to counter this. This is the problem. This is why you guys don't look at the root cause, because you're feminist NPCs. You don't wanna address the root problems. Why does MGTOW even fucking exist in the first place? You guys ever thought about that?
Video.
It's almost like Christian indoctrination. How most of these most radical Christians will indoctrinate their kids to believe that if you don't do such and such and such, God's going to smite you. It's sad in that sense because that kid is young. He hasn't experienced things in life yet to make that choice. And that choice is being forced upon him. I view it as a form of mental abuse. I view it as a form of psychological, emotional, and mental abuse.
Okay, so let's just stop them there. Okay, let's take me. I make a video on the internet. I click the little button that says it's age restricted. How can I stop that kid or any child from watching my video? Let's say at the start of every single video I make the statement, this is not for children. If you are a child, do not watch this. Do you think that a child is going to listen to me? Do you think by telling the kid don't do something, the kid will get a cheesy grin on his face and then definitely watch the video? Now, NPCs, what do we think is the most likely outcome? See, this is the trouble. We can't control everything. The videos and the information we put out is all on the internet. We have no control over the kids coming to us. Or not that they come to my channel. Because again, they want to research. Why don't you guys put out better videos that aren't shit? How about that as an idea?
Because
I don't know,
the
I guess it depends on
repercussion to that.
I don't know. I think teaching kids religious values and this kind of stuff like MGTOW are two different things. Because MGTOW is a mature topic. It's like what you see in a lot of these Christian churches is kind of like instilling kids, because there is some good values you can find in Christianity.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
So
definitely.
I don't think it's.
I
think.
Yeah, but there's also many evil values you can find in Christianity, and there are many moral deficiencies, specific and individual to Christianity, that you can pick up. Now let's take me, who is indoctrinated in Christianity. Even now, I'm trying to be more transcendentally better than Jesus. Like, I'm in a fucking competition with Jesus to be better than him on a daily basis. Like, the trouble is, it just corrupts your faculties, your mental faculties.
I think it depends what it is.
That's why I said. That's why I said radical Christian groups. I'm counting the Westboro Baptist Church in that aspect.
Oh
okay,
God,
okay.
yeah. Screw them. They're despicable. As Christian myself, I find them despicable pieces of garbage.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I misinterpreted that.
Yeah.
But let me rephrase the thing here, guys. The thing is that now he's regurgitating these horrible things to other children. He's recruiting children. He is more of a threat than the monks and everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? You know, serial killers used to use their children to allure other children. This is what I'm trying to come across to you guys. Igor is doing.
Okay, very very interesting. So, I'm not saying he is directly comparing it, but I know I'm not going to be that charitable. Anti-MGTOW's comparing the monks and this kid to serial killers. And being like, look, this is how indoctrination works. But the societal indoctrination of feminism, we're not going to address that. We're not going to address how the education system favours girls. Do you know that they even mark boys down based on poor handwriting? They're like, too much effort to read his handwriting. Fuck him. We'll just mark him down. What's that, girls? Better handwriting? Yeah. Oh, what's that? Girls are more obedient. They don't have no or barely any testosterone at all, and they're nice and easy and obedient. Oh, we like this behaviour. Oh, you're getting a bit rowdy there. Oh, what's that? What's that? You got a ball? You got some balls? Yeah, we're putting you on ADHD drugs. You won't shut the fuck up. You won't be an obedient little girl. Yeah, but I'm not a girl. They're like, we're gonna make you into a girl. We're gonna fucking fuck you right up. We're gonna fucking pump you full of ADHD drugs. We're gonna fucking completely fuck your whole life up. What did you think? You could avoid state education? Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
He's targeting the children. You understand?
Yeah.
And no one's doing shit about it. No one, nothing.
Yeah.
They're just staying away from him.
Mm-hmm. The thing.
Yeah, the thing is, you can just annoy the huge elephant in the room all fucking day, and then these children are fucking. They're the ones reaching out. They're looking for fucking guidance. They're looking for truth. They're looking for the answer. They're looking for fucking reality. What even is reality anymore? But MGTOW men responding to these, the monks responding to these, they're the evil cunts, giving people answers like, oh, what? Oh, there's an age difference. Who gives a fuck?
This is definitely.
The thing I view with Igor MGTOW is he must be what the MGTOW is doing is feeding into psychological abuse, basically.
I'll let him rant on. I've already made my point several times now.
We don't know his family life. He might be being abused in his family life.
You don't?
And they don't know the full story. I don't think the full story is he might be going through something within his family that this is like a outlet for him, but the monks are taking advantage on that, preying on this kid.
If you're going to start making accusations, I'd need to see some concrete evidence. Fucking preying on this kid. Okay, how I see it. A kid who we can't control because we're not his parents makes a YouTube channel. He starts talking to some older people. They interact. Wow, the crime, the horror. Oh, he repeats the information that they have said. Oh, is that information true or false? That information is true. So a child is repeating true information. This definitely is indoctrination.
Oh yeah, I understand the video game aspect of it, phenomenal. But the will to want to say such things, I mean, so boring and mundane, unbelievable. This is a kid; he should be enjoying his life, don't you think?
Okay, how does he not have the freedom to choose what he wants to do? He has the freedom to make videos. He has the freedom to make videos with a terrible microphone and scream and shout insults if he wants. Let's say, for example, his video to Crimson Crusader, where he just literally insults him non-stop, calling him a cuck. Where is the actual harm in society? Where was the harm to himself? You guys are making some awfully big claims, which I honestly don't think you can back up.
Yes. You shouldn't be worried about things like this. You shouldn't be worried about, like, sex, women, whatever. It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, he shouldn't care about his future. He shouldn't be thinking about his future now. How do we know the opposite isn't true? by addressing these topics now, how do we know this kid might turn into something which isn't MGTOW, which isn't anti-MGTOW? How do we know this kid might learn all the information and come up with something superior? We don't know. Who learns the quickest? Who learns the most? Children. Now, yes, they're uncritical sometimes in their their ability to absorb information. They just fucking grab it all in. However, he will mature at some point. Same way, like how many people were brought up religious and become atheists?
It's not even
inappropriate. And this is
You know something?
this is despicable. You know,
the thing
Yeah, know something? What you do is you shout over someone when they're talking. That's how you do conversations.
and
is,
if MGTOW think it's okay,
By the way, I'm sorry, this video is probably super long. But unfortunately, debunking bullshit takes a long time, especially with my pristine quality.
to bring young children into their movement.
yeah, the thing is, he hasn't hit puberty yet. The minute he's going to hit puberty, something's going to change in him biologically.
Yeah, the chances are he'll try to become a slave to pussy. That's the honest truth, isn't it? Like the sex drive for the men is absolutely insane. How crazy and how strong it is. We know it's at least three times stronger, especially around your early teens. At least 3 times stronger, if not higher.
Because
I think he's getting strong.
And who talks about it? We all know the first is real, but who honestly addresses it? He says like, all right, guys, like calm it down when you're in your early teens. Don't go out and smash as much puss as possible.
Puberty with this MGTOW indoctrination,
Yeah.
this brainwashing. He's gonna have a hard time with relationships.
Yeah, I'm sure MGTOW will be to blame for his problem relationships.
You guys know all this doxing and everything that's been going on and all the commotion. Well, Igor is amongst them because they allow it.
I don't know nothing about doxing, and I don't want any part of any doxing.
And like, what the hell? If this person is a child, come on, guys. I mean, are you serious? Man.
Yeah, but again, in principle, again, I don't really know this kid at all. Why would I reject the kid just because he's young? If someone comes to me with the just looking for answers or just wants to converse or just talk with me, why would I be like, oh sorry, I don't associate with children, go fuck yourself? Oh, these topics are too old for you're not old enough to understand these topics.
I'm telling you guys.
yeah, it's sad. It's sick.
That's my biggest problem. Like that's one of my biggest problems with this MGTOW community. It's gone out.
And you keep saying community. Fucking the MGTOW community, 99% anonymous, completely anonymous. And you guys are bringing up these kids. Like this kid I don't fucking know about this kid. Saying oh MGTOW monks have taken it over. Again, it's only in the circles that you guys interact with. Now there's other MGTOW who fucking hate the monks. They say the monks have fucking gone too far, and they just fucking hate monks. They just say that no, short-term relationships, like the ideal balance, monk is too far. So you can't. And again, it's all anonymous. We don't fucking know who's doing what really.
Out of hand. There's no accountability.
No accountability. That's because each man is accountable for his own actions. And again, we're not politically correct. We're not trying to fit in or adhere to anyone else's standard. Apart from, let's take the libertarian standard. Does it affect me? So, this Igor kid, whatever. How's that affect me? Nope. does affect me.
If you do something pretty bad, chances are you're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, don't get me started on fucking unaccountable power and the crimes that women commit against men. You think stealing's wrong? Just get married and it's not wrong.
depending on what it is. I mean, you know, you have certain MGTOWs who accuse people of pedophilia.
Wow, and accusing people of being a pedo is a crime unique to MGTOW, is it? Wow, I think you're new to humanity. What do feminists accuse male teachers who want to teach young children of being? What's that? They accuse them of being paedophiles, so lots of men don't get involved with teaching young children. Okay, that's very interesting. It's also very fucking evil.
You know, false accusations, and they're okay, and they're still there, they're still around.
And also these false accusations. Okay, let's say, Crimson, I'm accusing you, you're a paedophile. Okay? Has this gone to criminal court? Are you going to get prosecuted? Are you going to get investigated as a pedo? What's going to happen to it? Is it just words on the internet, Crimson? Now, the cases where we're talking about when people get accused of being a pedo, it's done in public. So everyone will know that you got accused of being a pedo, which will destroy your reputation. So you fucking pointing to internet bullshit and internet dramas is incredibly weak because again, doesn't have much reflection on reality.
What's happening? You have people who've made death threats. I mean, I was like looking at there's like some, I think there's like some sort of video I was watching that basically called for basically hanging anti-MGTOWs. And I think also someone also threatened to dox another anti-MGTOW YouTube channel.
Wow, are you new to humanity? People threaten each other all the time. Sure, if we find some KKK members, they probably threaten black people on a regular basis. Pretty sure, if I went to Mexico, I wouldn't be surprised if they threatened me. If I went to Japan or China, I'm sure I'd get threatened there. If I went to Jamaica, I'm sure I'd get threatened there. Like, are you just new to humanity?
So it's the same.
You know why they do it? Because they're bored out of their skulls.
Yeah, boredom.
They're bored.
They want to scare people off.
Yeah, Anti-MGTOW was so strong, everyone's scared. This is just, unfortunately, how people interact. People threaten people.
They can't win intellectually. They're going to use whatever method.
Can't win intellectually, coming from an NPC. Coming from an NPC, really, Crimson.
They can use. They're going to try whatever they can.
Crimson, read some fucking books, mate. You really need to start reading books. And if you can't read, you can get these things, they're called audio books, where you can listen to someone else reading you a book.
To stop us. That's what it seems.
Part of all that, I'm telling you, is because they're bored. I kid you not. They can't even think for themselves anymore. I see these channels. They're just kissing up to Mikey the MGTOW monk. Can you believe it? Mikey!
Okay, I don't know who the fuck Mikey is. I think some of these have done videos and I don't really give a shit.
And you got these fools kissing up to Mikey. Oh my god. Damn. I'm telling you.
Mikey, the energy shot guy.
God, they can. Oh.
Well, if he's got an energy shot, at least he might have a personality. Just saying. Just saying that at the moment, kind of an NPC stream.
Dude. Oh no.
Yeah, Mike the MGTOW, he doesn't have any good arguments. All he does is most of the time he's just using ad hominems. He's just insulting people, which just kind of shows how he seems to have, just from the way he's been behaving.
Just, this bit's really boring. So, what's the saying? Smart people talk about positions, dumb people speak about people. And that's just it. You need to talk about the positions people hold rather than the person.
It seems like he's been very. He doesn't seem to have a lot of respect for other people, is what it seems.
I don't care.
Without a doubt.
And I mean, just like it's. I even went to his chat and I typed a few things, and this guy lost it. Like, he needs to, some of these people really need to learn how to control themselves here. You gotta be calm, you gotta be rational, you gotta be civil. You know, if we start to get to this point of arguing and becoming a shouting match, no one wins.
Definitely, for sure.
Then they go off, and attack women YouTubers.
They talk about controlling themselves. Mexican MGTOW, even though he says he's 45 years old, he goes on crazy emotional rants all the time.
And then when you point it out to them and you say, "Hey, dude, you're bullying a woman, dude."
What do you mean, bullying a woman? Oh my god.
In her own damn business, doesn't even give a fuck about you, and this is what you do, and they just bypass all that, like it never happened.
Okay, if you make a video which is public or it's on the internet, then you're going to get criticised or ridiculed or insulted in any way, any and every single way imaginable. So, by you just jumping on the white knight bandwagon saying, "Oh, don't criticise women," it's pretty weak.
What the fuck? You serious?
I'd just like to say, I think this second half has been a lot better.
It sickens me to this
Yeah,
day.
there's so much hypocrisy in the MGTOW community. If you say you're an anti-MGTOW and you disagree with them, they insult you and say all this stuff. But
This is fucking true of anything. Like, I know if I support football teams, I'll be like, "Alright guys, I support Manchester United." They're like, "Oh, they fucking suck. You suck dick. Well, you're not even from there, are you? Why'd you support that team?"
then somehow at the same time, they complain about women shaming them.
Okay, I'll just give up.
So it's okay when they shame you. Oh, but when you shame them, oh no, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, everyone uses shaming language, everyone uses insults, all fair game to me.
I got some.
We also there's a lot of hypocrisy going on as well.
Yeah, and anti-MGTOW are hypocrites all the time. They want to argue that they're not egalitarian, they're not feminists, they're not NPCs, yet they keep giving all these feminist egalitarian statements. They want to say that they're not anti-men, yet they devote all their time and energy to individually critiquing men. How does that happen? How can that work out? How hypocritical.
Look how Urkel MGTOW, let that comment on me, telling me to stop going after Mikey. You know what I mean? Like, is that not quite knighting as a motherfucker? But they're quick to.
Mexican, you're extremely hypocritical on this point. He made a video screaming and shouting that MGTOW should go off to anti-MGTOW because they're his friends. And they don't know how cool anti-MGTOW are. So we need to stop being negative and hateful towards anti-MGTOW.
To call other people that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know what you're saying. So just like everyone, you're a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite all the time. I'm not gonna fucking deny any of the bullshit. I'm probably full of contradictions, like everyone else. My shit stinks the worst.
The thing I find funny is with MGTOW Urkel is
honestly, why is his sentence structure so weird? He sounds like he's miles away from his microphone, and he's kind of like. Okay, I'm not going to analyse it anymore. Let's just keep going.
It was called Ninja, our boy Ninja X3. Please subscribe to Ninja X3.
Don't, he's a retard. Actually, no, scrub that. Subscribe to him. He's full of fun. You can laugh, laugh, and laugh. And his videos, his arguments are super strong. Like he's one of his most recent videos. MGTOW Extremists have small dicks. Like, wow, I haven't seen a clickbait title in a while.
One of the bad BAs and the anti-MGTOW.
Oh, really? He's a badass? You kidding? The little Puerto Rican kid? The fat ginger girlfriend? Really?
Federation. He was calling him all this stuff on a video.
Yeah, Ninja used a lot of insults in his videos, so anyone's insulting him is fair game.
The minute Ninja called him MGTOW Urkel, he makes a video saying, he called me an Urkel because I wear glasses, so he's calling everybody Urkels. He's bullying me.
That does sound pretty weak. Also, that is a really poor insult.
I'm like, cry bully much?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna really be. I don't know if that's really gonna be convincing anyone. It just seems like a joke to me. He's just making a joke. I mean,
Yep, it's hard to take serious when people are insulting you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when I say like feminist NPC, these aren't derogatory terms. I'm correctly identifying them.
that's not even bullying. That's so silly. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
You know what really amazes me is how many of these like men who go to it's like how many of these men go to MGTOW for advice on relationships. You know, when they're struggling and stuff. It's kind of funny when you kind of think about it, because why would you go to a guy who failed at relationships for advice on how to succeed? It's like asking a poor guy how to become rich. I mean, if people really need help, with their relationships,
No, it's basically asking a blind guy how to see.
Well, basically, they should be. If you're really asking someone for help on relationships, I think you should talk to people like a professional or a counselor or someone who actually. But that's the thing. If you're thinking, if these big time really care about men, and they're
asking.
Oh, look, here we see Mexican MGTOW's got bored of whatever Crimson was saying, just started interrupting him. Nice disrespect there, Mexican MGTOW, good work. Like they can't even hear each other and they just start opening their mouths. Maybe they're all like children. Maybe, well, I know the autistic guy was saying about living in a treehouse. Maybe they're all in a treehouse at the moment talking over each other.
Is asking a blind guy if he's seen your best friend.
No, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. But my thing is, and they have their own. I notice how all MGTOWs have their own unique dialogue, their own language.
Wow, this guy, he's watch out, guys. He's onto us. It's almost like anything and everything gets its own group. Like, for example, let's say I start playing a game tomorrow. There's going to be abbreviations. There's going to be code words. There's going to be running jokes. There's going to be inside jokes. There's going to be famous people within that community. There's going to be dark horses and black sheep within the community. Or I think you might try to be evolve out of NPC to human.
Like, they'll call somebody who's in a relationship a simp, which I will never understand the definition of that word.
Oh my fucking god! I was joking. I was semi-joking about being an NPC. But now he's just confirmed it. He cannot compute information. Literally, his NPC brain went, no, can't accept, does not compute. I'm not very good at robot voice.
Simp.
Oh man,
It's like,
see, Mexican wants to say something, but I'm pretty sure if I dig through his old videos, I'm gonna take a massive stab in the dark and say that he hated on some simps in his days.
Simp.
I don't get
Simp
that.
is the lowest.
Or beta
Simping.
male.
Yeah, you guys are experts in those. Okay, let's see if Mexican MGTOW fully explains what a simp is. I'll let him. I'll see if he does the honors.
Yeah.
They're
Those are just
being
shamey
saucy.
words,
They're just
man.
trying to. They're just used to be little and just say, knock down
Yeah,
other
but
people.
the funny thing is that they call men that have actual real human women those words, and then they in turn glorify themselves, because they don't get the real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, I tell you.
Yeah, and
So, okay, I don't know if he's going to explain it. So basically, a simp is basically just a man who has no real morals, no real principles, and he just does whatever the woman wants. So it's very similar to sort of like slavery in a way. So whatever the woman wants to do, they do that. The man doesn't really have a backbone, doesn't tell her like shut the fuck up bitch, or I'm in charge, or this is what we're gonna do, or take any kind of leadership role. Because as Mexican MGTOW loves to say, men are meant to be leaders. So the simp would be the exact opposite. So it's different. Simps are different to cucks. So cucks, they don't mind their partner sleep with everyone else. But just a simp is just a man that just lets the woman walk all over him. Because we don't have a well-known saying. For example, she walks all over him. This isn't common within society. This isn't common within normal language. But by us saying, giving it a name, calling the man a simp, that is obviously mean and wrong.
now and they're promoting sex dolls and shit. I'm like,
Oh man.
I'm waiting for the day they come out with a sex doll with a AI, and they'll have like a device on their vajayjay that will just be like a blender setting.
Oh. Get it over with.
Yeah.
The less I know about that, the better, probably.
Yeah, little Christian autistic kid. It's probably best you don't know. But again, the guys aren't looking at the bigger picture. So just think, for men to fulfill their biological urges, they have become so desperate that they will literally fuck artificial women. Because women are that bad. That's how bad it's gotten. And there's stories in Japan where husbands, the woman has said fucking no sex for you, and the man's had to get a sex doll. And again, you guys can't be in principle. You guys, in your own words, said that MGTOW hate women. However, men, because they're full of testosterone, especially MGTOW. MGTOW are fucking number one for testosterone. They got a lot of testosterone. They got to fucking smash and push. So, they are smashing artificial puss. And they're going to rip that artificial puss up. And you guys are saying, yeah, but you guys hate women. Well, I don't understand. Like, guys, it really isn't that hard to follow.
Yeah, you don't. It's
And then you want to start again. You've got everything backwards like you usually do. Women are so bad. It's so risky. Men are like, fuck it. I'll spend $6,000 and I'll fuck a artificial woman.
so. It's just so. It's so
You
sad. I think this.
a guy left a comment on the most recent one that I did on the sex talk thing, saying that the women are gonna pay for it when they get totally replaced. They really believe that sex dolls are gonna replace all females in the whole
I mean, if you're
world.
talking,
I don't know. In my opinion, that does seem to be the way. It does seem to be heading in that direction. The sex dolls, they're getting better. The AI is getting better. artificial pussy is better than real pussy because it's unnatural. It can be any shape. It could literally be like perfectly molded and all crazy shapes. Same way, is your dick better than a vibrator? You'd be like, yeah, my fucking dick's better than. Oh, fuck off. After you come, you're useless. Fucking vibrators don't come, do they? Fucking, they can keep that thing going for hours. With fucking ridiculous vibrations and all bullshit and move in ways that your dick can't.
Yeah, good luck with that. How are you gonna have children? I mean, okay, sure you can have children, but like, I don't know, man. Do you really? I think people should have a. I don't know how that's gonna work with like families and stuff.
Yeah, and the other argument I could hear from the MGTOW, we won't get any STDs. I hope you know how to clean out one of those things because you can still get a disease if two of your MGTOW buddies are around and you decide to tag team your sex doll and you're.
Why the fuck would you decide to tag team your sex doll? What the fuck? Oh my god. Honestly, like, okay, so let's say you're saying, oh, MGTOW are like absolutely crazy for fucking sex dolls. Whoever tag teams their sex doll is in a separate league of super autism. Like, I think this guy could actually be the hacker known as 4chan. Like, his autism level is that high that I don't know. I think he could actually have superpowers because his autism level is absolutely off the scale. I don't know anymore. I really don't know. And if this is the strongest the Anti-MGTOW Alliance has to offer, now this is content gold. This is absolute comedy gold. But in terms of reality, wow.
Our other MGTOW friend has a STD and then one night you decide to have relationships with your sex doll and you're all of a sudden you're peeing out blood, finding out you have gonorrhea. Don't say, I hate to say I told you so.
Okay, so let's say you do have a friend and you decide to tag team your sex doll. If he was your friend, I don't think he's gonna lie about having an STD just to give it to you. I honestly, this is such an autistic thing. This is so I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think he's got an extremely degenerate mind. He has some serious degeneracy in his mind that to even come up with such a thing. Now I'm all for free expression, but this level of degeneracy just to make his point is absolutely incredible. Maybe they should make that on the safety labels. By the way, if you have a sex doll, don't tag team it with your friend who's got an STD.
I don't know. I don't think a sex doll is never been replaced.
Oh, and you notice no one else called him out for this utter bullshit? Like, no one's gonna do this, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
The chances of this happening in reality, like, I don't want to say it's impossible, because I would have said furries were impossible 10, 15 years ago. I don't want to say it's impossible, but the likelihood, near impossible.
Just think, a sex doll is never going to replace a real human connection because
I agree.
Sex brings people together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're getting AI. So it's sex dolls are inanimate objects. Come on, guys. I know you're NPCs and all, but you can get through this. That's why they're getting AI.
And it helps. Having sex with your partner is much more enjoyable than with a piece of plastic. I'm sorry.
No,
there's a huge difference.
You don't even have to.
Oh, wow. Original arguments. I'm going to have to write this down. This argumentation is so revolutionary.
Try it. I've never tried it, and I can agree to that shit.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the point. You guys haven't fucked a sex doll, so you wouldn't know. I wouldn't bother with sex dolls. Too much money, too much effort. But again, can't really judge, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, the most advanced we'll probably get is Ed 209 from RoboCop. That'll probably be what that will look like.
I don't know that reference. I don't know RoboCop that well. Yeah, but the whole point is AI is evolving. So basically, I don't know. AI is pretty good.
That was like artificial wombs and stuff, but like, I
How
mean, like,
pathetic
sure, I guess you could have your own.
Wait a minute.
In a MGTOW world,
I think MGTOW has been reading too much science fiction.
Wow. You probably watched The Matrix as well.
Artificial wombs. That sounds like something from. That's like something.
Well, then again, they would if that.
Yeah, because this technology isn't currently being developed and researched at the moment. So again, we have this NPC. He heard some new information and it didn't compute in his brain, so he literally just started screaming and shouting.
That would be the case. They would know that our technology now has not really progressed. So again, there's.
It hasn't progressed yet.
Technot would look like Ed 209 from RoboCop.
Yeah, it's a bit like the internet didn't exist 25 years ago. Oh wow, it's really progressed. Oh, look at fibre optics. Look at the internet speed going up and up and up. Look how many people are on the internet now. It's just, this is the trouble with NPCs. They live in this high. He even said, without technology, he would have been. Without technology to support his existence, he'd be fucked.
At this rate.
Yeah.
Or Robbie the robot, for like really generous. Not Robbie the robot.
yeah, I think
of the NASA
also,
bots.
if you
And
look
it's
at
not just the creation
That's it. Talk over each other makes it easy to understand who's talking.
of an artificial womb that counts. It's the whole functionality of it. Is it gonna work
Yeah, hopefully.
the way it's supposed to?
Here's the thing,
Come
if you
on,
look at the
guys.
long term,
People don't create nothing.
yeah, if we look long term, MGTOW is unlikely. I think MGTOW, it's gonna be difficult for MGTOW to continue to survive.
Okay, this is interesting. Let's see if he can give us some original thoughts.
I've already done
Because if they're not having like kids and stuff, how are they gonna keep reproducing and keep having more MGTOWs? Eventually, they're just gonna die off biologically. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I have to repeat the same argument a million times. Feminism created MGTOW. Females' actions create MGTOW. For every single action, there's an opposite reaction. Like this principle and this concept really isn't that hard. Like I'm expecting NPCs to even be able to understand this.
They have their philosophy of hypergamy. I have my philosophy of natural selection.
They're not in conflict. But again, okay, genius. How do females select? We're saying female selection is hypergamous. Retard.
And with
I see. Interesting.
Interesting, yeah, really interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some can say they're just denying nature. And that's why they're not getting involved in relationships. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, though, I don't think they're ever going to really have enough men.
Survival of the fittest.
That's it. Talk over each other.
Yeah. And the other thing about MGTOW, they believe. Basically, I always thought it like this with the MGTOW. They are Jedi's and they are Sith in Jedi's clothing.
I don't know Star Wars that well. I know I saw some clickbait YouTube videos saying that the Sith were actually the good guys. It was the Jedi that were actually evil.
how they are like that
Does
because
they shame?
yeah.
Oh, I get it what you're saying. They kind of try to act enlightened, but really they're kind of like, there's a lot of darker stuff going behind the scenes.
No, they shame a man for taking care of another man's child.
Yeah, that isn't very respectable, is it? Taking care of another man's child.
Like, let's say that divorce or whatever the case may be. Like,
Yeah,
they attack the morals of.
Here's what I really like. This is what I really don't like. This is the biggest hypocrisy I'm also, well, not biggest, but this hypocrisy I'm seeing in the MGTOW community is when you start to criticize their lifestyle, they're like, hey, it doesn't affect you, you know? It's like, and they get really mad about it. But then it's okay for them to criticize someone who's someone's marriage. So they can criticize someone else's lifestyle, but we can't do mine.
Yeah, that's 100% hypocritical. However, the reason why people shit on like married men and people who, let's take someone who's raising someone else's kids. You know, as a man, it's disrespectful for you to just be raising someone else's kids. It screams desperation. It's just a weak position. And again, why are you cleaning up someone else's mess? Why are you coming in and like, oh yeah, I'll save the day and all that bullshit?
Talk bad about mine. Doesn't affect you.
Case in point on that hypocrisy, Angry MGTOW and Jeff Holiday.
Oh, fuck off with both of them.
That's a perfect example of that whole situation.
Oh, perfect example. Angry MGTOW, Sandman. Angry MGTOW, Sandman. I know, little kid or whatever. Wow. Wow, strong stuff.
Jeff Holiday put Angry MGTOW in his
Oh, who cares?
place, and so
I hate this one where they try to say like, oh, we're not hurting anyone, we're not doing anything.
Okay, yeah.
Really, well, if you're by yourself and doing nothing, then why are you on these public platforms spreading your message? You know, if you're going to go on a public platform and spread your message, it's only fair that we get to respond back.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, but the difference is you guys are critiquing the way that they live their life. Sometimes. Like, okay, you guys have been shitting on monks. How does being a monk affect you? How? Even Mavi in the last video said, look, if you want to be incel or incelibate or whatever, go for it.
You know, a lot of these just red herrings and excuses. You know, I'm just not going to stand for that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to stand for the NPC nonsense, where you guys don't address the bigger picture. You don't address society. You don't address any of the underlying issues that we talk about extensively. Instead, you just want to talk about us talking about it. And it's like, come on, NPCs.
You know, they're the biggest gossips, these MGTOWs.
Yep, I gossip all the time, non-stop. That's one of my favourite pastimes.
They do videos, response for video over this, over that, and everything, and they're all gossiping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know video response are gossips. Oh, okay, that means Crimson Crusader is just the biggest gossip because he only does video, or mostly does video responses. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
If they would be doing the exact same thing for good, can you imagine how much they would help men out?
I couldn't understand what he was saying because they were busy speaking over each other. Alright, I'm not going to pause it when they speak over each other anymore. I'm getting fed up with it. Bunch of retards.
Yeah, I can see I can see a person.
Actually, last point. They speak over each other because they're all NPCs. Makes sense.
Like Sandman.
Oh, not Sandman. Oh my fucking god.
You know how he gets those donations all the time? Actually donate to actually take some of that donation money and give it to an organization that specifically helps men out after going through the rigorous trials of divorce, that they have some type of back place to go, because some people, when they're going through who went through divorce, they're low on
He's really struggling, isn't he?
money. They can't find a job. Sometimes they might not be able to have resources they need. That's something I felt like with Sandman that he should do with some of the money he gets from donations.
Okay. Sandman, whilst he's put his name out there, he's still anonymous. We don't know what he does or doesn't do. And why should he? Why, again, okay, people are donating money, so he makes a video and they ask like a question. It's up to him. It's not up to, because you'd be like, oh, you must always spend money on men and blah blah. Okay, let's give a guy a name. Dave goes for a divorce, and we give him some money. Yeah, but hang on, what about Jack? Jack went for a divorce. What about Frank? Frank went for a divorce. What about Henry? He went for a divorce. What about Gus? Gus went for a divorce. What about him? So this is the trouble with money and charity. Your money will never be enough. And then again, what if they gave money to David or whoever? Gus would be like, well, fuck you guys. Oh, I'm black. Did you not give money to me because I'm black? And it's again, why don't we fucking sort the root causes out? Why don't everyone just take account for their own responsibility?
I want to play devil's advocate here. Here's the MGTOW counter argument. They would say, okay, yeah, sure, like you could maybe like donate to a man getting after divorce, but it wouldn't be better if we spent our money and gave that money to Sandman for him to make videos warning people to stay away from divorce, so they wouldn't be in that situation to begin with.
Oh, that seems to make more sense. Avoiding the problem to begin with. Oh, let's have a look. Well done, Crimson. Perhaps you're not an NPC, or you're mostly just like 50% NPC, because that was excellent devil's advocacy.
Here's another problem with that. Really? Do you really need to make monies just to have a video up? Like,
well, they would argue that basically.
Well,
they would argue that basically he can use that money to kind of have basically being a MGTOW YouTuber as his job, and that would allow him to make more videos and spend more time spreading the message so you can discover MGTOW. So, like, what would be your counter argument to that?
But my counter argument would be simple. You don't need money to make a video.
Fuck me. Maybe I should have made an NPC counter on the screen. He just explained that Sandman is a full-time YouTuber. He relies, as far as I know, he has a private business and he does photography or some bullshit on the side. But let's say he's a full-time YouTuber. He relies on the money of donations to make videos. And his argument to that is he can make videos for free. Wow. The Anti-MGTOW alliance is so strong. I feel the crumbling of MGTOW beneath my feet. Like, it's gone. I think I'm going to start making the phrase MGTOW is dead.
Here's my counter argument.
The technology.
Here's my.
That's it. More autistic screeching. That's it. You don't wait till someone else finish. You just start screaming and shouting.
Counter argument. Here's my counter argument, Crimson. It will make your community look a lot better and look more like a community that helps, instead of being ridiculed by other content creators.
Again, there you go. So it's all about public image and public perception. Oh, you've got to make it look like your organisation is good. We've seen how the media and society treat the MRA. We fucking got tired of it. Okay, let's just talk about some of the most recent mass shooters. Or not the most immediate recent, but they fucking any opportunity to label them as MRAs, and they do. So we've already seen being good. Like, look at the MRA. The MRA are nothing but a good cause. And then they'll take one quote out of context, they'll demonise, they'll make up bullshit, they'll try to link and blame every single mass shooting. Oh, he went on the internet. It probably is an MRA.
You can prove them wrong.
What? Okay. Okay, NPC. Learn about MRAs.
I guess my counter argument to that is because here's the thing: they're spreading misleading information anyway, so it's kind of actually.
Oh, spreading misleading information. You mean the information can't beat your NPC filter? Okay. Because you again, remember, Crimson, you've already been indoctrinated. We're trying to give you new information. We're trying to give you different information. You can't accept it, and you can't read books. You can't learn outside of MGTOW either.
Scaring men. If we, that's what I would kind of counter. Yeah. And then here's the thing: who is usually watching MGTOW videos? MGTOW. So it's really not going to reach as much. It's not going to be as effective as They
don't make any sense, Crimson. Didn't make any sense. You're mostly watching MGTOW videos. The thing is, as an Englishman, that level of irony was absolutely immense. How ironic he was being. Okay, let's take Sandman. I'm not going to look up how many views he's got. Let's just say he's got 1 million. He's only got, like, I don't know, 100 or 200,000 subscribers. So the vast majority don't have accounts. So we don't know if they're MGTOW or not.
It's like, again, like donate to some other charity to help men or actually fighting for reform. Because MGTOW doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
It does. It solves the problem instantaneously within the person's life.
Well, Crimson, you gotta correct yourself on that. Not just other MGTOW watch MGTOW content. Other content creators who clown on them watch their content.
Oh, good one.
But okay, but here's the thing: it's mostly MGTOW who are watching MGTOW content.
Again, it's anonymous. You don't know. I could easily make the argument because the subscriber numbers are such on YouTube that mostly non-subscribers watch videos. We don't know the thoughts of the non-subscribers. To be honest, we don't even know the thoughts of the subscribers. If I just have a generic name like John Smith and I subscribe to Sandman, you could assume that I am MGTOW, but I could be a super feminist, and I watched Sandman out of some, masochistic urge.
Yeah.
The community is growing, but there's still not that many of them.
And you see, my thing here is that they're quick to tell you don't give your money to the woman, but then they're quick to also say give it to me instead. I mean, what the fuck? It's your damn money. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and you should be free to spend your money. If you want to buy a good prostitute, spend it on a girlfriend, a long-term prostitute, or give it to Sandman. You're all free.
But you guys, sometimes it brings elation to me to spend money towards my friends. Take them out or whatnot. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Yep. Like, let's try to avoid the profanity on here because that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, be a little bitch and cater to YouTube.
Yeah.
The other.
I'm big and brave. I got big balls. I'm not scared of YouTube. Guys, you don't get enough views to really give a shit about following the rules. If you were PewDiePie, I'd be like, yes, don't drop any F-bombs, but I won't worry about it. Your content isn't that good that you need to protect it either.
The other thing I find with MGTOW, they're all
is you need to shout instead of actually speaking normally.
Saying about, don't marry women, don't marry women. Not a lot of guys like women, Some guys like other guys.
What kind of NPC argument is this? So his NPC argument was, MGTOW are telling straight men don't marry women, and the guy's like, remember, some people are gay.
Some guys play for the other
Wait, so I have
team.
a question about the whole MGTOW thing, and maybe this is the one thing I'm very unclear.
Okay, I'm sitting down, I'm ready.
Are they gay?
Whoa! Strong anti-MGTOW. Strong arguments. I could quite easily throw that on you, autistic kid. Are you gay?
Okay, no.
Do you suffer from a lack of testosterone? Do you have a lot of soy products in your diet?
Not all of them are. They're not all gay.
Oh, Crimson, you could have made a joke. Crimson, you should have said. Should have just said no. They are all gay. Job done. Let's end the stream right now.
I'm not saying they're all gay, but is it?
I believe
Is
that
that
the
something
majority,
that's among?
yes.
Well, Mexican MGTOW tries to be humorous, but talking over each other, they ruin the jokes.
I believe the majority,
Is there,
yes.
what are you saying? Is there a lot of gay presence in MGTOW?
Is there? Yes, I'm just saying. Is that a presence there?
I don't I don't really keep up with that stuff. I mainly just focus on MGTOW arguments and not really like their sexual orientation or whatever. But if
No, but
What are you on about? There you go. Perfect example of hypocrisy. So they complain about MGTOW monks. They complain about the use of sex dolls. And now they're like, yeah, but we don't know if they're actually gay. Guys, make your fucking minds up.
it's gonna be interesting. But here's the thing, though.
I think he's gay and he's trying to get a hookup. So he's like, I'm gay. Should I be trying to chat up some MGTOW? That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm going to speculate.
So is it marriage with it's just a straight woman that's bad, or is it okay to be gay? That's the thing, though.
oh, I see. So like a gay like civil union or whatever.
So yeah, are men against MGTOW against marriage in principle, or only marriage for straight men? Okay, so that's a decent question. He got there in the end.
I don't know. I don't know what they would think about
Yeah,
that.
that's
Based on all the information you know, you should be able to know. For gay men, they wouldn't give a shit, would they? Because, okay, let's just take it. A man cheats on a man gets the money. Oh, okay, one of them's getting the money. Okay, it's fine, job done. Woman cheats on the man, woman gets the money. Man cheats on the woman gets the money. Alright guys, don't get married if you're a man to a woman.
that's something interesting.
Yeah,
No,
because
no,
the question that
no.
we're just counting is that, so it's wrong with the woman. What about the other gender? That's the thing I'm curious about.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: if they said that, oh, it's okay to be, with another man being with another man, that's okay. But when a man can't be with a woman, that seems kind of a little bit like sexism right there.
Hypocritical.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, that's sexism though too.
You guys were doing so well, but you've gone back to NPC levels of logic. Do you guys not know that men and women are different? There is different dynamics. There's a different relationship dynamic between a man and a woman, a man and a man, and a woman and a woman. For example, two women, they have the most domestic violence and the least amount of sex. Gay guys have the least domestic violence and the most amount of sex. And then man and woman, they're in the middle of the two. But again, we want the man wanting all the sex and the woman, not so much.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting because here's the thing: if the court systems are truly awful and they're truly hurting people, then you should also avoid marriages with other guys too, right? Because that court system will just hurt you as well. I don't know, but then they might say, oh well, the courts are sexist. They're biased against men, so that might be their counter to that. But
But what you need to do is you need to talk about the rare exception that is same-sex couples. The majority of people who want to actually continue the human race are normal, just man and a woman, job done.
Which is not true, but I'm just saying, just kind of critical.
Yeah. That was one question I always popped in my mind ever since.
Wow, this has been going on for a while. I'll let him speak.
When gay marriage became legal, it's like, wouldn't
they be libertarians and they wouldn't give a shit yet?
What if you're saying marriage with a woman is bad? There's also marriage with other men. In your mind, does that count as bad?
Is one side going to run off with all your money? Yes or no?
I think it's the same.
I don't know. I think
Relationship is relationship, guy. I think it's the same.
I don't know. I think the relationship dynamics between like a man and a man is completely different from like a man and a woman.
Holy shit! He isn't a complete NPC. He does know something about reality. Oh, well done, Crimson. The relationship dynamics are completely and utterly different. You couldn't have brung that up like 5 minutes ago.
Because like, some might make the argument that like, kind of like. Actually, never mind. I lost my train of thought there, but no, there's definitely different dynamics between those two kinds of.
I'm saying like in the divorce aspect of it, I think that they're the same. Gay marriage, they're going to go to divorce, the same thing. They're going to suffer, yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting, though. Because now that I think about it, we're talking about divorce in general, right?
Yeah.
But yes. But here's the issue. Here's the problem with the statistics. How much of because like I don't know if those statistics that we have with the 50% divorce and the 70% divorce, are those statistics including homosexual marriages? Or are they including both homo and
Yeah, that's actually...
Because here's the thing, see, that's this is why it's so important to look at the statistics and really look at all the factors.
Okay. And Crimson, you keep telling us that you've been looking into these marriage stats, you've been looking into these marriage stats, you've been looking into these marriage stats. Why do you not already have the answer to this? So, as far as I know, they're excluded. But let's say they're included. What difference does it make? We know when there's a man and a woman, it's 75% women.
And
so that's what I'm wondering.
And there's another factor you have to. And Crimson, there's another factor we have to. There's another factor you have to factor in also.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking, though.
How autistic were the people who got in the relationship?
Trans. I'm gonna bring this up. The trans community. You have to put in the trans community as well. There's some men who are married to people who are trans, who are women.
I don't even know how we can measure this level of autism. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a title. Super autist? Mega autist? I'm gonna call him Autismo. No. I'm trying to think. I'll try and come up with a funny nickname for him, because this level of autism is absolutely immense. The trans community are 0.00001 of a community, or 1% of the population. Who gives a fuck?
Who are women that were men at one point.
Why
are you even bringing that up? What, are you some sort of autist?
Even bring that up to court? I mean, to get married, like, I don't know.
No, I'm just bringing those factors up in this whole thing about the whole argument with MGTOWs, with marriages, all marriages end in divorce thing. There's a lot of factors in it. Like, we have to take in...
So my take at that is that it stays the same, because it's the person that counts,
Yeah.
That's what happens. Relationships, people change.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah, people change. That's also a lovely, convenient way of getting out of marriage.
Yeah, the person does count. You know, you have to choose the right. You have to choose. My thing is this. This is
Male or female, we change. We all change, guys. That's the whole point. So the divorce rate would be the same, even if it was same sex or not.
It depends. It depends though, because also you could argue that divorce rates also depend on the culture and how it affects other people. Because here's the problem I have with MGTOW too.
Yeah. So you want to bring up culture, and then you won't see it's all biased towards women, and how women can do no evil, do no wrong. But then you're going to keep bringing up culture.
There seems to be an overemphasis on things like evolutionary psychology and genetics.
Yeah, things that we can demonstrate demonstrable, and they have predictive properties.
You're this way and that's it. You know, there seems to be an overemphasis. I think people tend to forget that we're actually, the way we think is affected not just by kind of like our genetics, but also by our environment. Because the way we think,
again, no one's an absolutist. Everything's a mix of everything. It's not all biology. It's not all culture. It's always a mix.
It's not just biology, but also your cognition, your mindset.
Oh, that was some big words, Crimson. Well done.
Mindset affects how
Our
you think.
values. Yes,
Right, your mindset, and also then the other part is society, because society also affects us. If your society is very materialistic and promotes all kinds of degeneracy, you're gonna have a lot harder. You're gonna think differently from someone else who comes from a different society.
And you have to put in another part of this part also. There's sometimes divorce will happen based on this. The guy is happily married to the woman, his wife. The wife gets pregnant. The guy bolts afterwards.
Yeah.
Wow, another feminist statement. Yeah. So it's all about another factor is men just have kids. They're happily married and then they'll just bolt. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to take that into consideration also.
It does happen, absolutely, yes.
I know, and here's the thing, that's the interesting thing. We hear from the MGTOW community all these criticisms about women, you know, she's this, she's whatever, right? But what about men? Do they ever hold themselves accountable, like when a man does something bad? Why?
Yeah, all the fucking time, every single day, every single action gets analysed. You know when you made a mistake, you know everything.
They talk about, because here's the thing, if MGTOW cares about men, then there's one thing that that would be important to a man's life. I think you'd all agree. What's important to being like a good man is responsibility.
Yeah, and we're taking responsibility of our own actions. I cannot control a woman. I cannot control her actions. Because I can't control her actions, I'm gonna have to not get involved with her. It really is that simple. So you kind of tiptoe on the answer. You just kind of miss it all the time.
And you are responsible by basically being held accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and men are accountable for the family and women are not. Men go to prison, women don't.
We see that in MGTOW. No, we don't.
Do we see that if we have an NPC brain? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me.
We see in any community, male or female, someone saying, stop cheating. Like MGTOW telling other MGTOWs, hey, just stop cheating, that way you don't catch a sexual transmitted disease or whatnot, or unwanted pregnancies, out of wedlock and so forth and thereafter. Does anyone do that, male or female? Community?
Well, I remember seeing some videos from DGJ. Hang on, this video is getting super long. Let me just leave it.
I'm not going there because I don't want this stream to be demonetized.
Great.
Oh, so it's all about money with you. Okay.
But I could say this.
My channel's not monetized. Wahaha.
Sometimes the MGTOW should hold deadbeat that the men who went through the divorce that have kids, that they should support the kids instead of being a deadbeat dad.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. So we've gone full circle. So just in case you was in any question, you probably didn't watch to the end. Deadbeat dad. Wow. Feminist term. Fantastic. So what are deadbeat dads? So this was a term. So women who trap men with a baby and put them on the hook for child support, they can just label them deadbeats. Be like, oh, you're a piece of shit. You got to look after these kids. Like, okay, did I have any say on the pregnancy? And they're like, no, the woman got to choose. Okay, shut the fuck up then.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
responsibility
and
is
offer advice and how to do so, right? Information and yeah, absolutely, that would be a positive thing.
Yeah. And I feel like
Right, you take care of your
I feel like MGTOW should call out the ones that take it.
Oh shit. Click the wrong button. Oh no. This one?
The only time I could say that was
I agree. Well,
the only time I could say that MGTOW actually called out one of their own was MGTOW Unite when they called out MGTOW United.
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Oh, but they never call each other out.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Like Angry MGTOW is the bane of. They should call out Angry MGTOW when he does something a little too far, but they won't. Like if you want a community to look good, you should call out your own. I let me put it this way: even though I'm part of the Anti-MGTOW Alliance, if I say something that's totally out of pocket, I want you guys to call me out on it, and I'll do the vice versa.
Thank you for that. Yes, I agree.
Alright, let's just end it there.